Hey there, this is Sean Donaho, and I'd love to welcome you to this very cool training we've just put together to share a very powerful strategy with you. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have been hurt recently by Google Panda, penguin, skunk, gecko, zebra, whatever animal they're going to be throwing at you. And a lot of people have lost their rankings, lost traffic, and they're really left pulling their hair out, trying to figure out what the heck to do. Well, here's the cool thing. I've got a strategy that I've been using, and you know me, guys, I'm all about SEO, all about experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't and what have you. And I've been using this strategy for about 2 years now with great success. And I've been keeping this strategy to myself. And here's the cool thing. Google's main focus and all the search engines are really focusing on user experience. What is the best thing for the customer? Because happy customer means people clicking ads. That's how Google makes its money. So there's a lot of changes been going on and a lot of people have been hurt. However, the strategy I'm talking about here has really helped us not only avoid any problems with Panda and Penguin and what have you, it's actually helped us accelerate our rankings. I'm going to share that very strategy here with you today. Now, like I say, this is very powerful, but it's very difficult to implement without some really cool stuff behind you, but we'll get to that later. However, I do want to share this strategy because here's the thing. Let me just turn off this layer here, and if you've been on any of the Ask Sean sessions, you'll know, you'll have seen my chalkboard of doom here. And if you know, I've also been asked, where the heck have you been? Well, I've been buried in a secret lab, basically, creating all sorts of new software tools, WordPress plugins, training courses. We got a whole load of stuff coming up, and including a plugin that's actually launching tomorrow at 9 a.m. But we'll get to that later. What I want to do right now is, like I say, show you basically a couple of things you can do to combat Panda, Penguin, and what have you, and then kick your sites into overdrive. So just change the tools here, and I'm going to go full screen for a moment. So let me just do this with Photoshop here. Okay, cool. So basically, here's the thing. A lot of people, they build their homepage around one keyword. And I'm just moving my computer back here so my graphic tablet doesn't fall off my desk. So they usually have the homepage, and I'm just going to call this HP, and then they have targeted one keyword. Okay, and the problem is a lot of so-called SEO gurus, and excuse my terrible writing here, I actually have dyslexia, as you can probably tell, and also very poor drawing skills. So they focus on one keyword and then they overload it. Everything is either over-optimized or keyword stuffed, or they've gone absolutely mental with a lot of the stuff. And it's all because these so-called experts have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Here's what we do. This is very, very different. So let me just remove these. What we do is spread the load. So we'll have one keyword, and then what we'll have is we'll have another keyword, and another one, and another one. We actually create many targeted pieces of content based around a keyword, and each one of these acts as a targeted landing page in its own right. Now I've got like 8 here, but you get the idea. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we got like our main keyword, which we'll call keyword number 9. So we target anywhere from 10 to 20 to even 50 or more keywords if we want to. And each one of these has something very cool. Now, one of the major emphasis, whatever the correct word for that is how your page quality. Basically, if you've done any pay-per-click marketing, one thing that Google's always very keen on is the quality of the page and everything else. And it's not been a big stretch of the imagination to see that they could easily turn their algorithm onto every page on your website. So what they do is basically they want to see relevance and content above the fold. So above the fold means they don't have to scroll down to see anything here. So Panda was really focused on user experience on site. Penguin was more focused on what's happening external. So you got to really think about the two, internal and external. And again, Panda really wanted to make sure that when the eyeballs first hit your website, they, at the top of the page, saw a lot of relevant stuff that kept them in and was high value. So a lot of people were stuffing ads above the fold. I was even guilty of that, a lot of ads, and then making the customer look for the content, hopefully past the ads. Now, Panda changed that. So one of the things you really should do is, if you can, make sure your content is above the fold. I always like to have an ad in the top left corner because that's where the eyeball hits first. But have your content in there and work away. That's fine. And then you can still have your other stuff going on below the page. Now, if you want to increase your conversions, we do what's called a double tap. Now I'm going to give you lots of really cool advice here. And this is, again, my terrible handwriting, double tap. Okay, what we like to do is two things. We like to interrupt. We also like to attract. So interruption marketing is where you've got ads on the page, maybe a pop-up like a pop-up domination or something like that. And then attraction, because all of our articles are crafted to lead them to a call to action. If we've engaged them correctly in the article, if they've skipped over the ads, for example, then I like to have a call to action where I get them to sign up for a newsletter or something, some sort of freebie, because that's what I like to do. I like to give away value content and make sure it's valuable. That's very important. So some sort of freebie, and then I monetize it with a one-time offer. So this may be free. They then, go to our autoresponder, and before they get to the download, we give them a one-time offer for maybe $27 or a $1 trial or something like that. And then they get to thank you page, whether to say yes or no, obviously. Now this is a great method here. And if you're not using AdSense or some other, like CPA ads or what have you, then you could include calls to action to sign up here. So you can have the interrupt one here, and then this one here, because they've read through the article, they've engaged and built trust with you, is really all about the trust factor, and thus they're more likely to be inclined to accept your offer afterwards. So both ways, that's a double tap there. Anyway, I digress, as I often do. So what we like to do in terms of SEO is make sure that we have moderately optimized pages, and we focus on several factors: the page title, the actual H1 tag, obviously the URL. We also have one thing that is becoming more and more critical is the readability and the language you use. So I always aim for 7th grader, which is about the skill level of my handwriting. In fact, I think there's many 7th graders who can write better than me. So 7th grader in terms of the actual writing style. Then we like to have the keyword early in first sentence. Okay. And then we also like to have it in the last line as well. Okay. Now, the other thing we like to do is also split into short paragraphs. I'm just going to say split paras there. So split it into short paragraphs. I like to have 2 or 3 sentences in a paragraph and no more. This makes it a lot easier to read. And I also like to split up long sections with bullet points, and H2 tags. Now, in terms of on-page SEO, I like to have 1 with keyword, the first one, and then 1 with what's called an LSI, basically a fancy way of saying a related word. And I like to sprinkle related terms throughout the article. So, for example, if I'm talking about acne treatment, I might use treating acne, acne cures, ways to cure acne, stuff like that. Those are all related terms. Google is pretty good with its understanding of what the text is all about. So again, this is kind of not over optimizing your page, but again, this is very important. You don't over optimize, but you do have it relevant. And again, you want to get the more human usable you make your website and valuable to humans, then the more the bots are going to respect you in the long run. Now, that's internal. That's really dealing with Panda. However, what about, and if I hit the right button would be great. What about external, sorry, with Penguin? Well, here's the thing. They have really focused on authority. Very important. Authority, link building, and that has been critical. So you need links related to you or from high page rank sites. Now, the more authoritative, the better. If it's linking and has lots of details about your site, even better. How's the anchor text? Is it using your keyword or is it using generic keywords? You know, you've got to think about all of these factors. For example, one thing we found is that if you are targeting a term like, I'll use acne treatments again. If every single link back to your site has the term acne treatment in it, that's going to look unnatural. This is all about natural approach link building. Okay, so you've got to think about what looks natural and what doesn't. So you've got to mix up all of the search text. If you've got anchor text that is acne treatments, then mix in some LSI terms and some generic stuff as well. Like, for example, click here for more information, your website URL, and stuff like that. And you should always diversify your link structures, because one of the things that is very important is what's at the top levels. Now, I'll just take this as one example here. This is the same kind of diagram, but we'll just use 4 spokes here. Okay, so we'll say 4 terms plus our homepage. So what we like to do is, most people just blast the homepage and then ignore these pages. That's terrible. That's a bad way to market. So what we like to do is 2 things. I'll hit the homepage, but I'll also hit every other page on my website as well. And what I do is very clever. I build a row of high quality links at the top level. And then under that, I'll create what's called coffee bean links. I call them coffee bean links. And this is what I do when I'm teaching $5,000 SEO experts at $5,000 to $10,000 events. I'm the guy who teaches SEO experts to be SEO experts. So this is very powerful stuff I'm about to share with you here. So these are lower quality links, but what we do is we build links to our backlinks, and that link juice is filtered to us. These sites at this level act as a shield. So where Panda and Penguin and all the rest of it looking at site quality and everything else, they don't see these lower quality links. However, all the link juice is filtered through here. You can imagine this like a coffee filter, and that is passed to our page to give it a higher ranking and higher relevancy. And the cool thing is all these high quality, high page rank sites, some of them are a mix of do follow and no follow, which means basically there's a little thing in the link that says whether to follow that link back and give you credit or not. So again, a good mix of those is very, very helpful. So what we do is we build these sites, these links, and we build these lower level links. Now here's the thing. It's a pain in the backside. Building all these, like if this were Web 2.0 properties and stuff like that, can take a long time, because you've got to get content, you've got to blast it out there, you've got to write that content, you've got to make it relative, then you've got to go post it, then you've got to go to each one, gather all the links, promote it, then build all these coffee bean links. It's a pain in the backside. So you can get tools that will do this for you. And there's things like SE Nuke and some of the other ones out there. They're great. They do the job. However, a lot of the time they get slapped, because Google knows where they're building all these properties, and then they just discount all of them automatically, and boom, gone, done. That's it. All your hard work is gone. And these tools cost hundreds of dollars every single month, and they just do not produce the results anymore. It's a sad fact. I've used them, and I've advocated for a lot of them in the past while they work. And when they don't, I certainly, say, hey, they don't work anymore. Do something else. Well, I'll tell you right now, I got fed up with being trapped in that cycle. So what we developed is something very different. And this is the Loki strategy. Now, Loki is the god of mischief. And that is the Norse god of mischief. So what we do is something pretty clever. We get Google and the search engines to build our links for us. So imagine this. This is your target page. Say this is your acne treatment page or whatever niche you're in. Now, you may be wondering, how on earth do we get Google to build our links for us? Well, we do something pretty sneaky. And I'm saying it's sneaky. It's not black hat. It's not grey hat. This is just the way this strategy works. Absolutely nothing underhand about this. But what we do is we actually build level 2 first. And what we do is we gather some great content. There's several factors to this. We get we get fantastic top quality content related to our industry, whatever that may be. So we get top content, then we get ways to syndicate that top content. Then here's what we do. We grab this top content, we put it all in here, and then we get it from all sorts of different resources. And I'll show you this in a minute. Now, what we do then is these then link to a special type of level 1 link. So this is level 2 here. This is level 1. Now, these link to level 1. Now, here's the cool thing. Google comes along, and I'm just going to put the big G here. They come along, they see these links, and they say, oh, okay, we got some links here, let's have a look at them. Now, what they'll do is they'll see all these links, and there's multiple links on this page, and then they'll say, oh, okay, this one links here, but we'll have several. Let's just say we've got 3 here. Now, this one might link to here, might also link over here, and there might also be a link over here. And they'll say, okay, and then, they'll come to this one as well. And guess what? Hey, there might be a link here, might just be a link here. And then this one over here, guess what? That'll just link here. This one may be a link over here. You see, what happens is this creates a natural cycle, and it's all completely random. And I've missed one here, so we'll just say this one, imagine it links there. It's completely natural, it's completely random, and Google is looking at these. Now, here's the thing. These links do not exist until Google jumps from here, at level 2, and goes to level 1. They don't exist. When Google visits it, this page is automatically created and says, oh, yes, we link here. Now, imagine this for a second. You could go out and create all these, and you might have to use your same IP for creating every single one. Now, some of these like networks and Web 2.0 sites share the IPs of creators and will block you from creating new accounts and everything else. We get rid of all of that because here's the thing. Google is using their IPs. Their bots all have different IP addresses. So they're jumping through the hoops, creating these links for us that link back to our site. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a target page or your home page. It doesn't matter where this property is. They're all over the world. They're high-ranking sites, and it's very, very powerful. Now, here's the thing. Not only do we do that, which is powerful in itself, but we do something else. We take this target page. Now, imagine this. Not only have we then attached a very powerful automated link pyramid. That's basically what this is. This is a very powerful link pyramid, and each one of these has their own links, okay? The system we built to do this, we also grab our YouTube links and our articles and whatever else we have going out there that we're continuously feeding. Hey, even our Web 2.0 sites that we may have created stuff on. Hey, guess what? You can also do it with Twitter because I saw so much potential here. I wanted to really kick it up a notch. So guess what? All of this gets fed into Loki. And Loki then goes and sets up these special links and sites, and then all of this gets fed, and again, they all get special attention from Google. All of these get continuously 100% automated links from very authoritative sites, just building and building and building. And all of the rankings, all of this helps with whatever we've got going on. And if we've got links from YouTube and articles, guess what? If we put this in the mix and they all link back to our main site, guess what? We're getting continuous streams of authoritative, ever-growing links. It's fantastic. Now, here's the cool thing. Like I said, to create this yourself is a nightmare. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very, very honest. It took me a long time not only to figure out this strategy, but also to put it into practice, because it involves a lot of work. So when I started seeing all the things happening with Panda and Penguin, I decided to put this into a plugin, and I called it the Loki Link Builder. Let me pull it up. This is Loki Link Builder. Now what we've got here is, this is one of my test sites. So what I'll do is I will build, and again, you'll be able to get your hands on this as of Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 12 Eastern Time. So what you do is you have this plugin, you install it, activate it, you'll get your activation code, and then basically what you do is you put in your main site URL, select the keywords you want to rank for. In this case it's panic attack and stress, so we go for panic attack, stress, anxiety attacks, and then we have some special feeds, and again we'll give you all the training about this. We export and create all these feeds, and we do this with RSS, text, HTML, so you can, here's the cool thing, you don't just stop with this system. You can actually load this into any of the third-party systems you want and boost it with the tools you've already got and the services you've already got. Take everything to a whole new level. So very, very powerful. We also promote stuff with HTML and Excel feeds. We have over 600 special sites we use. You can pump in your own link list. In other words, if you've built backlinks already, guess what? You throw them in this mix and off it goes. You can also put in your RSS feeds from your Web 2.0 sites, your article sites, and then you mix in some content RSS, that's where it grabs its content from, and then you can add in transmission URLs. So imagine this. A lot of Web 2.0 sites accept postings via email. Guess what? You can create your own powerful link network to boost your rankings, to boost your traffic, to boost everything. You create your own private, ultra-private, high-ranking system. And we got all sorts of other stuff in here as well. But there's many, many different ways. We give you all the training about this and kind of go into a lot more detail. But this is a absolutely kick-ass plugin. And literally, it's built on 2 years of massive, massive success. Now, like I say, guys, this automates everything. It puts everything on autopilot. You set it up once, you set up where you'd like it to promote to, and guess what? The rest is automatic. And it just works 24/7, building new links, boosting existing links, and it just is continuous. And again, it's all relevant. It's Panda safe, it's Penguin safe, and it's all using relevant content to create massive, massive authority. And it builds up over time. So the longer you've got it in place, the more effective it's going to be, and the more natural it's going to be, because it works based off of what Google is doing. And you get your sites indexed ultra fast. You get your all your posts indexed ultra fast. All your level 1 links and your second level links, again, all done and indexed very quickly, because it's Google that's creating these for you. So again, this is a very powerful strategy. It is launching on Thursday at 9 a.m. It's very, very cost effective. I'm going to send each and every one of you a very special link so you can get your hands on this before the public does. because we're launching this on ClickBank. So we've got a lot of people clamoring at the bit to get their hands on this. But I want to give you access to this very, very much before everyone else. So you can jump on this before your competition does. And I know there's going to be lots of people who want this, because I'll tell you right now, link building sucks. It truly, truly sucks. So I want you to grab a hold of this, get going with this, and put this to work for you, because I know you'll absolutely love it. Now, I'll be honest, there is a little bit of setup. Your initial setup of this, it does take a little bit of time, but I also show you some amazing shortcuts where you can get other people to set this up for you for very, very cheap. In fact, probably some of the cheapest of outsourcing you'll ever see. So we show you how to get this set up for you, absolutely dirt cheap. You can jump on this, put this to use for your website, and rock and roll. And like I say, this doesn't just promote your website. You can use it to promote all of your websites, all of your properties that you may own. You can throw those links in the mix and have a lot of fun. And again, just take advantage of this. That's what this is all about. I built this system with you guys in mind. I get so many students tell me about their problems, how they're losing traffic, how they've lost rankings, and they're losing sales. This is one of the best solutions out there, and it's 100% automatic. So, guys, I'd love for you to grab a hold of this. I will send you a special email tomorrow before everyone else gets their hand on this, and I do suggest you get on this as soon as possible. So I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Check that email, and we'll get you hooked up with Loki Link Builder. And I hope you enjoyed this little bit of training. Hope you can apply some of these techniques to help with your Panda, your rankings, your penguins, the skunks, and everything else that's going on. And then we'll redress the balance with simple install of this powerful plugin. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.